morning, Big Brother fans. Surprise! It is Thursday, March 7th. And don't get too comfy with me doing this. However, I did watch the premiere of Big Brother Canada last night. I also watched the third episode of Survivor. So right now I am up to date on my reality TV watching, which is not usual for me this time of year. So that's why I said don't get too comfy, because I'll slip. It won't happen. But I thought I would record this on my Big Brother Gossip Carcast channel as kind of a hey there, how you doing? And offer a few of my thoughts. So if by some reason you have not watched, there won't be no super spoilers here. But if you don't want any potential of any kind of spoiling with Big Brother Canada or Survivor, then you may not want to listen to this. But honestly, I can't tell you the name of one person on either episode with confidence, so I'm not going to say much that's going to spoil too much. It's just more general comments about the shows. So Survivor, third episode, they're calling it, Edge of Extinction or something. To me, so far, no big twists. They brought back 4 alumni, 2 on each tribe. And I just, my biggest beef with Survivor, and it's not even necessarily, it's I guess it's a beef, but, I have not managed to watch an entire season of Survivor for several years at this point. I usually give up somewhere along the line. I kind of miss a few, and then I'm like, I got to watch them to catch up, because I don't want to, you just forget what's going on a weekly show like that. And so, will I make it all the way to the end on this one? I don't know. I just don't know. But how much variation can they put in there when you don't? It's it's the same. Find a hidden immunity idol. Okay, now I've got it. They all know to look for them now. They all do it. It's just, I've already talked about that. Getting stuck on an island after you get evicted. That's the quote twist. That's been done several times. We don't know what mechanism it's going to be used for one of them to come back. I'm assuming only one of them will come back, because otherwise, right now, no one's technically been, kicked off the show. Everybody is still in play, because even though they've had 3 vote off the islands, all 3 people went to this special island where they're going to get a chance to come back, and we don't know what the mechanism or how it's going to be as yet. Are they going to fight against each other? Are they going to, have a campfire building contest? We just don't know. We don't know how they're going to come back, so it's kind of a wait and see. I guess it keeps people involved that are invested in some of these characters that were like, they're off the island, I don't care anymore, but I'm just not sure. I'm watching it, but again, the competitions are usually slight variations of the others. Multiple puzzles, whatever. It's okay. It's all right. I watch it out of the corner of my eye at this point. And that's that. So that's my thoughts on Survivor. Right? It's no big spoiling on who got voted out so far. No shocker, all 3 people that have been voted out decided to stay. They have a choice to stay on the island, or they can just leave and be done. Or stay and go to a special island, this separate island off in the middle of nowhere that it's in theory, it's tougher living than when you're on with the tribes. So that is Survivor. Next up, Big Brother Canada style. And so I knew it was coming. I have not been reading spoilers. There is a spoiler account out there that in theory is accurate. I can't tell you the name of it right now just because I don't know. But it's out there. And it was around last year too. So from my limited research, it seems like it's a legit spoiler account. Not related to any spoiler account in the U.S. And then, so the thing with Canada is, how do we watch it? And I just simply kept checking YouTube. And there are places that put up fake YouTube links. They say it, they imply it. They say, "Oh, you got to follow the links in the thing." Don't do that. Those are all scams. Don't follow those places. Those are scam accounts. But a Big Brother Replay account is the name of the account. Doesn't mean, I don't know if it's what the exact name is, but that was the name underneath the video. And I just checked it literally before recording this on Thursday morning, and the actual video is still there. It still started playing for me. Will it last long? Doubt it. It'll get shut down probably fairly quickly, but it is there for now. In their comment section or in the description section, it has a link to Daily Motion, where they claim they'll have the video is also on Daily Motion. Daily Motion is the ugly stepchild video site that's been around forever, almost as long as YouTube. If not, I don't even know. It could have been a lot longer. I don't even know. I just know it's been around for a long, long time. You can find a lot of shows there. Still shows that are there that, past seasons of Big Brother Canada are probably hidden away there. You just have to know how to find them. In this case, the Big Brother Replay account has a link directly to what it promoted as a playlist for Big Brother 7 Canada. And that, as I said, that video is working. I will try to create a shortcut link that I can share easily to get to the playlist on Daily Motion. I just don't have any faith that the YouTube account is going to stay active that long. But it is there for now, as I said. And so I found that last night. Oh, it was might have been 10:30 Eastern PM when it popped up. I don't know what time the show aired in Canada. It may have aired at like 8. So it got up there fairly quickly. Quality was not 480p, so it's a little bit fuzzy, and the audio actually got out of sync with the video towards the end, but I don't care. I was just interested in seeing what was going on. So, interesting so far. This whole spy theme. They put one house guest in ahead of time. They let the public vote, and this one house guest got to go in and find a secret room. You have to wonder how long did it take them, and did they get extra coaxing to help them find this button that opened and moved shelving to get into a secret room. But he went in and sat in this secret room and basically watched the other house guests enter. Well, he watched 10 of the other house guests enter, and then he exited and went back in with the last 4. They put him in 3 groups, 5, 5, and 4. And he was actually the first in and the last in. And he's not allowed to tell anyone that he came into the house ahead of time. But he sat in the room and watched the other house guests enter. And the only bit of information that I could see that he could possibly have gleaned from sitting in this room this whole time while everybody entered was he got to watch 2 of the guys form a potential alliance in the storage room early on. That was it. That's all that I saw that he saw. So I don't know what big advantage it is for him, except for he also knows the room exists, and there's what they call a blood veto in that room, and all he knows is it's there. He couldn't get into it, so he touched it and alarms went off. I mean, he was all, look, they wouldn't have let him in that room ahead of time, or in the house ahead of time, and let him just not find the room, because he obviously had to find that room in order to sit there while the others entered the house. If he'd been in there when they all walked in, and he's like, "What are you doing here already?" The whole point was he was getting a bonus to get in ahead of time. So rather than just plant him in the room, they had him go and find the secret room by wandering around the house. It was fine. It was okay. It wasn't amazing. The house is really cool looking. It's a bit reminiscent of Big Brother UK with the door opening like an iris, the way it opens and closes when they go in and out. So that's kind of cool. And, obviously a James Bond kind of theme along that same line. So, the house guests are all fine. They tend to be a bit more confrontational, I think, than the U.S. A little bit more hardcore. As far as the diversity, in Canada, and I'm sorry, I apologize to Canadians that are listening to this if there are any. I guess, whereas here in the U.S. we say Native Americans, in Canada they seem to say First Nation. And so at least one of the house guests identified themselves as, half Irish, half First Nation. And that seems to be a point of pride for that person and importance. So, that would be a good thing that they've got that kind of diversity going on. Obviously, there was Hispanic. There was, I think he was Chinese. But there's several different cultural mixes, race mixes, orientation. There's one person who defines her or his self as binary, meaning neither female nor male. I think the person's original gender is female, but again, they identify as binary. That gets complicated, and I'm not trying to poo-poo it. Okay. I've said that now, and I'm not going to try to re-explain that a billion different times, even if I may not watch Canada more than a couple more episodes. You never know with me. Bisexual. I don't think anyone identified as gay, and I don't think anybody identified as lesbian. That doesn't mean they aren't in there. It just wasn't revealed in this particular episode. One guy, bodybuilder, massive, kind of on the scale of Mark, massive, muscular. That can't be a big advantage. That's got to be. In fact, in the first head of household competition, it probably was a disadvantage because he could not. There's no way he was going to get through the last part of this competition where they had to dig a hole under a wall and squeeze their way under. There's just no way he would have ever done that. And so they got him in the house. They did have a household competition, kind of cool. Big Brother Canada seems to have cool competitions. I think they have a special area where they do them, and in this case it was you're locked in a room, you've got to get out of escape. And so they had to untie knots and then get keys, with a stick and they had to break the chair they were sitting on, get some keys, unlock a lock. And then of the first, there was 14 in, half of them got to move on to the second part, which was to dig themselves underneath a wall again. Basically they had a trench built that they'd filled with sand, and they had to dig out enough sand that they could crawl under through this little tunnel trench. They were given a big spoon. Now, watching that, it was interesting because it's like the spoon was worthless. I mean, really, they wanted to use their hands. It did seem like they only used one hand at a time. I don't know if they had to have the spoon in their hand to do it, but for the most part, they were using their hands. And I'm thinking they were told you can only use one hand at a time if you're going to use your hands. So you can't put two hands in there at once and scoop it out as easily. You had to just use one hand. So that happened. Person one had a household. They're going to make nominations. There is no power veto this week. So someone is going to get kicked out. I don't know when they entered the house. They entered the house sometime last week, I think. So I don't know if it's an eviction show tonight. I'm not sure. They're also bringing in one more house guest, and the public gets to pick between two women. Neither one of them was like, oh, this one should come in or this. I don't care. One of them is going to, but they're not going to get to come in directly. I guess they're going to be given, they're going to have to either find the room or something. If they don't, they'll go right back out of the house. So it could be a short stay, or that could be just a tactic to make us think that it'll be a short stay. I'm not sure. They know what they want. If they want that person to stay, they will. It will happen. If they don't care, I doubt they don't care. They either want them to or they expect them to get evicted. I don't expect them to. It be a random chance. Then again, what's her name last season was supposed to be able to put together that puzzle and it didn't happen. So it's possible that this woman will not get in if she's supposed to get in because she couldn't complete a simple task. You never know. Anyways, that show's on tonight. I don't know when I'll watch it. I will probably make an effort to catch it tonight. I don't know what it airs what the airing schedule is though for it. I mean, that's how much I'm paying attention to it. I just so happened last night to see, oh yeah, it was on, and so I went digging and I found it. That's how I happened to find it. So again, I will look for the link to Daily Motion, the playlist. I have the link. It's on my phone. And I will post it in a follow-up comment to the tweet about this. So I'm going to post this on my Big Brother Gossip account, BBGOSSIP. There will be a comment after my posting about this being uploaded on Spreaker, and that link will be a link to the Daily Motion playlist. So those of you that have not seen the first episode or don't know how to see it easily, I will do my best to get you a link out there to get you started, and hopefully it'll work for the whole season. All right? That's it, guys. I'm at work. Thanks for listening. Hope everyone's been well. I'm doing quite fine, and I will probably talk to you all in another day or two. I'm also doing CarCasts on my other account under Indy_Mike, INDY_Mike. I don't know how often I'm going to do those either. We'll see. Big Brother USA starts in June. That's when I'm really going to ramp this back up. For right now, these may be intermittent and hit or miss. But, what the heck. And yeah, there's still commercials at the end of these probably. At this point, I think I'm at $40 that I've made since December on those commercials. So those of you that want to know. I still haven't cashed anything in because I have to fill out a W-2 and scan it and send it to Spreaker because it's taxable, and I haven't done that yet. But I figure I'd let you know what's going on. All right, there we go. Take care. Hope all's well. And we will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Well, stupid phone. There we go. Bye-bye.